To effectively learn a language in 2025, you need 5 things: something to read, something to watch, something to listen to, something to interact with, and something to look forward to. I call it Potato Language Framework. Hi friend, Potato here, and I'm back in London and ready to get back into my learning routine. Actually, I do not have a routine yet. I have loads of new materials, ideas, and goals. So let me tell you my plan of how everything will come together using Potato Language Framework and more. My Japanese goals for the nearest future. First, book JLPT and free exam for July. Second, prepare for it while focusing on grammar and listening. Third, immerse so hard that I will need a lifeguard. And 4, yappa 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 in Japanese as often as possible. Goals set, ready, let's go. The truth is, I rarely read novels. I do enjoy classical literature now and then in the native language of the author, but I do not think I can read anything substantial in Japanese as of now. Long story short, I have 13 volumes of Spy Family sitting on my shelf. I read 7 or 8 of them last year. I want to reread them and then move on to the new ones. Why? I think my language, mostly vocabulary, has progressed, and I want to see how much I've improved since 2024. I aim to read 1 chapter a day, and I want to limit the amount of words I put onto flashcards to 10 per chapter. I do not want to translate every single word. I do not want to know every single word right now. I just want to enjoy it as much as possible and learn a few words along the way. I also ordered 2 cooking books from Japanese Amazon the other day. I should get them in a week. They cover a lot of homemade Japanese dishes and they seem quite healthy. I want to cook more this year, and I think it's a great way to combine my 2 hobbies, learning languages and cooking. Lastly, I'm not very excited about this one, but I will try, no promises though, to read 1 graded reader a week or every other week to keep myself in check with intermediate level materials. To tell you the truth, sometimes I feel like when I'm doing things I don't like, such as learning in a way I don't like, I get actual physical pain. Isn't it weird? Speaking of which, that's essentially the reason why I do not listen to podcasts in any language. I just don't like them. Yet, once in a blue moon, I can turn on the Golden Rush podcast in the background. And obviously, to get better at JLPT listening, I'm going to use JLPT drill books. The plan is not to do too much per day, so I do not hate the book, I do not hate myself, and I don't hate listening in general. I do a page or 2 after I read the transcript and highlight any words or grammar I'm unsure about or don't feel too confident in. I deal with them, and then I re-listen the same exercise in a few days or a week, and hopefully I understand everything better. My favorite way to interact with Japanese through listening is music, although I still struggle to find a lot of songs that I can listen to over and over again and I'm excited to hear. When I find a songs I like, I again try to limit the new words I learn from each song to 10 per song. Just like music, I really struggle to find Japanese movies or series I can enjoy. I feel like it must be a cultural thing. As a result, I watch a lot of anime and pick out words from each episode to add to my vocabulary. Sometimes I just watch with no subtitles and no dictionary. I'm going to rewatch Spy Family bit by bit as I read the manga to see if I can pick up on any new words. I'm also watching My Happy Marriage Season 2 right now, and I'm excited for Sakamoto Days to drop in a few days. I'm also going to rewatch My Hero Academia in anticipation of the final season, and I wanted to also watch The Odd Taxis this year. And I might give Golden Kamuy another chance, as I like the story, but I find it a bit gruesome to be honest. Please recommend me some anime in the comments. Additionally, I do not mind Japanese reality shows, although they can be a bit more slow-paced and low on drama compared to the Western ones. I really like Love is Blind Japan, The Boyfriend was good, although quite slow, and I like Love Village. Please recommend me your favorite reality as well, unless it's a Terrace House. I know this one already. With any other language, I would give you 1 or 2 apps that I use. But Japanese? I feel like I'm past the app stage as my skill has been progressing. I interact with people instead. I have a 2-hour lesson every other week with my regular teacher. I spend 1 hour asking her any questions about grammar or vocabulary, and we free talk for another hour. I'm also planning to do at least one 30-minute italki lesson per week with different people to get used to yapping about different topics with different people. You and me need something to look forward to when studying. You can even call it motivation if you want. For me, with Japanese, it has always been I want to understand anime or manga, and every time I'm able to do so, I become a very happy potato. Now, I'm also looking forward to a trip to Japan. Majority of things I've talked about so far have been immersion or half-passive ways of learning. Now, let's talk about a more active learning approach I'm planning to pursue in the near future. There are two books from last year that I want to revisit, Try and Free and Kanji Master. Last year, I got through half of Try and Free book. I've never been a fan, but I do not necessarily hate it. It was going okay until I got to Gengo, and that's when I gave up on the book. I'm going to swiftly review the first half and finish up this book as fast as I can. I'm also not a fan of Kanji Master. Honestly, I think it's a lame book. Very bad examples as well. But I'm going to push through it. Go potato, go! A new book I've started this January is a grammar drill book. It has a bunch of practice exercises. I usually do a test and then break down all the grammar I do not know or struggle with. I'm also putting together a small file for myself of the grammar I need to keep in mind for N3 exam or grammar I want to add to my speech. I'm obviously slowly making new flashcards, and I have a mountain of flashcards from last year. I'm slowly going through them as well, and I throw away the ones that I know and keep the ones that are a bit weak, or maybe I know the word when I see it, but I wouldn't be able to recall it when I speak. Lastly, I'm going to get back into creative writing. I usually write about 2 paragraphs about anything that comes to my mind, my travel, my thoughts, movie reviews, food, etc. And I try to use as much of new grammar and vocabulary as possible without compromising on how natural it sounds. I then ask ChatGPT to correct it. And I ask my teacher to explain me any areas that I'm unsure about. Despite the Western world being very individualistic, I think we all need a community. When we learn a new language, it's always good to have 3 groups of people around you. And it can be hard to have all of them, but I try my best, and you should too. First, study buddies or language community people. When you're surrounded by people who learn the same language, it allows you to exchange materials, experiences, and stay motivated overall. This can be people from your language class or people online. But I think study buddies are even better. Besides providing all of the above, study buddy can work as a body double. The concept of body doubling is linked to motivation, focus, and productivity. Essentially, you're more likely to do a thing if there is another person with you, even if they are online. I have a few study buddies with who we meet regularly and just study, sometimes doing our own thing, sometimes we speak in a target language or discuss movie or a book. I also sometimes host study sessions on my Discord, so please join if you're looking for a body double or a bit of motivation. Second type of person who can aid your language learning is a friend who speaks your target language. You can always try speaking to them or texting them in their language. And if you don't have a friend like that, you can always find them, especially online. And lastly, you need people who support and celebrate you and your achievements and goals. In 2025, I shall surround myself with supportive people, and you should too. Well, this is how I'm planning to learn Japanese in January and moving forward. Whether you are learning Japanese like me or you're studying any other language, I hope you found something interesting in this video. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share with me one thing you are going to do differently this year. Bye!